What's up, Big Yumbo here. Today I'm just going to show you all the stuff I got at the thrifts over the last couple days. It's all in here. It's just been sitting in there cooking because it's like 1:15, maybe 1:12. It's pretty early. I don't usually do videos this early in the day, so I'm not sure how my demeanor's going to be. All right, let's go. Start with some bags. How about that? Just to get it kind of fired up. I already see some stupid stuff. And I think I have vintage stuff in here for the vintage kids. I've got stuff for the MILFs. Alright, what do we got? We got a pair of vintage polo jeans Ralph Lauren shorts. Unfortunately, they are women's. But they're just too cool. I couldn't leave them. Pretty much can't leave any of the cool polo stuff. I'm gonna get a perfect angle here. Yeah, they're. If that said like 32, these would be really good, but it doesn't. Excuse me. God, I burped already. I was trying not to burp in this video. It's because I drink the bubble water while I make the video. This is a Shop No Gi. Gi. The brand is called No Gi, but this one's a 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu one. I've sold 10th Planet stuff for like 45 bucks before. Can be pretty good. This one I think is, I'm not a big Disney fan, but someone had a listing up for like $125 and it says Grail, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. And this one is just Epcot Center. It's just a polo shirt that says Epcot Center from 1982. You see that? For everything from Savers is 20% off or 25% off. 1982, yeah. So, I don't know. Probably not that great. We got some cool shorts for $7. This is a really good jacket, but in a really bad size. It's the extreme cold wet weather jacket. You know that because it'll say it down here. Extreme cold wet weather, but it's a size extra small, so if it was like a size XL it'd be like $100 jacket. Only grabbed these because they were so damn cheap. For $8, pair of Carhartt Union made overalls. They're like a size 42 though, which is why I wouldn't grab them usually unless they're cheap, and they're like insulated lined, so this will go to like a guy who actually does construction rather than like a vintage kid. This brand's really good, but clearly Goodwill looked it up because they priced it at $15, which is unusual for button-up shirts. It's like a pearl snap stretchy shirt from Seeger. Somebody told me I should start showing the tags better. Seeger Grit Co. sometimes it's called, or just Seeger. I almost didn't grab it because it had this embroidery, but I looked up what this brand is, Benchmade, and it's a brand of knife. And it looks like their knives actually sell pretty well. So I figured that embroidery wouldn't hurt it too much. It's probably like a $45 shirt, actually. Seeger. Alright, here we have a kickwear jacket. I actually learned about kickwear like a year ago from Caleb Sells, believe it or not. This is just like a Harrington jacket. These actually sell really well. They're known for their like more baggy pants, but they also have this like weird leisure wear line. It's called Kickwear Smooth Cuts, California. Yeah, and these zip jackets, they sell for like 50 to 70 bucks. KIK Wear. This one I took a little bit of a chance on, but it was kind of cheaper. In the thrift, it's called Logan Yachting, and it says New Zealand on the tag, and then it's made out of Scottish wool. And it's a full zip. Oh no, sorry, it's only a half zip jacket. But I don't know. I'm gonna take a chance on it. I'm gonna list it for like 45 bucks because it's yachting and Scottish wool. Here we have a little vintage Made in USA Elvis shirt. It has the double sleeves, which I don't really care for. Kind of cheap though. It was only $5. Usually vintage shirts are more around here. Then we have on a Logo Athletic Made in USA tag for $2.99. What is this? A NASCAR shirt? 1995. Not bad. That's kind of just mid stuff. I don't really... Those aren't super cool t-shirts, but I'm going to grab them if they're cheap. Let's get some more stuff out here. Sorry, I might not be able to be like, you know, funny and quirky today. I'm pretty tired. What do we got? We got some vintage 501s. Please be made in USA. Made in Canada? From 1997. Made in Canada. Where are these ones made? I hope these aren't made in Canada too. These ones are made in USA at least. Yeah, just some vintage 501s, 90s. Decent distressing. Now this one, I paid up on, but I fell under the spell of Jinko. It was 20% off, and my average for this thrift store was under $10 because I got like 40 items. But it's just a Jinko denim vest. About the best you can do for this, look, they had it for $50. Dude, if this was a pair of jeans, I wouldn't even have to think about it. I did think about it. And I decided once I got so much other stuff from the thrift, I might as well just grab it. And this video will pay me $50. So I got this for free. Vintage denim Jinko vest. About the best you can do is $100 for that. Because it is not a pair of jeans. Still cool though. We got a Pendleton board shirt. All the stuff from this particular Goodwill is 20% off. And some of it's half off too. But can't remember what the color was. Pendleton board shirt. But this one's not wool. It's cotton. Which is kind of interesting. Usually you just want the wool stuff. But it was a board shirt, so I grabbed it. We got some Lulu shorts. These look like what? These pace breakers? I don't know. They're kind of a different texture. Lulu shirt. Not great. Girlfriend found this. I just sold an Esprit crew neck sweatshirt for $40. Vintage one. I say Esprit. Or maybe it's East. I used to call it E-Spirit for the longest time. But she found like a full vintage kind of sweatsuit. I might just list the crew neck though. It was... They priced it together for $9. So this one's not as cool as the other one I just sold, but probably still like $25-30. We got some triple aught design. Unfortunately size small, but look how look how cheap it was. And they priced it 20% off of that because of a coupon. 20% off a 7, a like Y2K all over print Fox jacket. Only grabbed that because of the pattern. 20% off a 7 Lulu shirt. It's like a fake chambray. 20% off a 30. A pair of Nua tags. Levi's 501s, but they're like the selvage ones. Let's see. You see they got a little selvage denim tag. Are they made in USA? Made in Cambodia. I don't know. I paid up on some stuff like that, but still, like I said, the average was under $10 because of all the stuff like this, like 20% off a 9. This is an ASRV hoodie. I haven't looked up this brand in a while, but I don't know. You tell me. Leave it in the comments. Is ASRV still good? Delicious. Me and girlfriend have been experimenting with putting lime in everything. Just putting lime and bubble water. Yesterday I made a very experimental drink. I got a coconut water from the gas station, and I found out I actually don't like coconut water. So then I put it in the freezer. It was like in a can. Coconut water has a very round taste. That's how I would describe it, as round. So I put it in the freezer. There was like half left, and then I poured my bubble water into the coconut water can so that the coconut water was like coconut water ice. And then I put some lime in there. It was a mango bubble water with lime with coconut water ice. It was delicious. I just kept filling up the coconut water with more bubble water. Delicious. Wall maker, kind of like a granddad shirt. They sell for like 35 bucks. What else we got here? We got some J. Crew selvage jeans, all from that same thrift store. Got a lot of selvage jeans there. None of the good selvage jeans, but like that was 20% off of 20. If those were skinny, I probably would have left them, but they're like a wider straight. Got some more selvage Tailor Stitch jeans. Are these selvage? No, these ones are not selvage. They're just Tailor Stitch. I've sold their selvage jeans before. They sell a lot better than their non-selvage jeans, but 20% off of 12. This one I had to actually look up. It's Cricket. I looked up their long sleeve. I think I typed in Cricket long sleeve stretch polo medium, and the sell-through rate was really good. So we grabbed that. Found some True. It's a Penny's Towncraft. You can see how it says P there, so we know it's Penny's, and it's Towncraft Prep. It's just a cool corduroy jacket from probably at least the 60s. They stopped doing pennies in 71, I think, so it's probably from the 60s or earlier. We have a Naked and Famous t-shirt. I sold a Naked and Famous button-up for like 40 bucks recently. I don't know how recently it was. This is just a pocket tee with like kind of a linen-y pocket. Not that cool, but we grabbed it. We have a Y2K thermal tee. It's gonna sell for like 25 bucks. We've got some vintage Billabong board shorts. Gotta slow down on these. They've stopped selling pretty much entirely in my store, unless they're the Andy Irons ones, but just these basic ones were selling like hotcakes a couple months ago. Here's a good one. 20% off of 7 bucks on this. The Scotty vest. Pack windbreaker. Didn't look it up, but I'm sure it's good. It's probably like a $50 jacket or more. It's got a packable hood. Scotty vest. Really good. It's been good for as long as I've been selling. Got some Wrangler jeans. Couldn't tell you. Oh, I could tell you why. Oh, I got these for cheap at a little thrift store. I got them because they're size 36. And I think they are the bootcut version in 4.5. I think is the bootcut. They look bootcut to me, which is kind of rare. I never see the bootcuts of the, the fake leather patch ones. They're not made in USA though, so they're probably like 25 bucks. They were 5. 20% off of 7 bucks. We have a Todd Snyder X Champion running man. Terry camo hoodie. I'm sure this is like a $50 thing or more. Let's get some more stuff. And almost all this stuff was from one day of thrifting. It was just a really good day. It happens sometimes. Especially if you take kind of a break. I didn't really thrift much for like a week. Alright. You just gotta reset your mind. Alright, let's see what we got here. What are these? Baker pants. We got some OG 507 Baker pants. Not OG 107s, unfortunately. So these ones are like a perm pressed one. They're thinner, not as good as the OG 107s. You could tell that because they always have a yellow tag on the inside. And these ones are also missing a button. And they have this zipper, so they're probably from the 80s. So not as good as a... You can find Baker pants from like the 50s. The ones from the 50s have little waist adjusters on them. Those were what? 8 bucks? Those sell for like 35. I just gotta throw a button on them. We got some cool pants. 15 bucks at a price set, but I'm still buying all the cool pants. If they were any more expensive than this, I'd have to really do some research on the size and style. But those are probably a $35 thing. We got the 511s with the stretchy thing here, which I always grab when they're pants price. Pants price at Goodwill here is $8, $7.99. Paid $10 for this. The company's called Best Made Co. Somebody wrote on it right there. But this company, I haven't sold it in a long time. But I looked up this shirt when I was in there. It should sell for like $45 with a good sell-through. It's kind of a stretchy. It's almost like a shacket because it has these little kind of waist pockets. But Best Made Co. I think you have to look it up though, because I'm pretty sure I found a jacket one time that was not good. Oh my god. I was so excited when I seen this tag with the shot. But unfortunately, the vests is like the worst item you can find from their Rancher line. Because they have jackets. Dude, I don't know what type of leather this is. But it is so thick. But also supple. Like, it's thick and soft and really nice leather. It's suede. Let me see if it says what type of leather somewhere. It does not say, and it's got like nice rivets on the pockets. It's a very nice vest. $10. This is more like a $40 thing, where if it was a jacket, it'd be like a $250, $300 thing. But always look out for shot. I'm probably just gonna list it high, just cause why not? Excuse me. We have a Gap Athletic sweatshirt. I grab all these ones that are kind of in that RL true vintage ripoff style. This is a good style for mall brands. I just sold a Gap hoodie that just said 1969 on it for like $25. So that'll be fine. Here we have a Paul and Shark jacket. If this was wool, I've sold the wool one for I think around $100 before. This one I think is like cotton now, unfortunately. It's just a nice little bomber jacket. I had to look up what it sells for in cotton, but if you find a wool one, these are really good. Paul and Shark, their basic button-ups and polos aren't really great anymore, but their jackets are still pretty good. This one I know I paid too much for, but I'm just a sucker for Wrangler. Just like an 80s Wrangler, made in USA, kind of cowboy puffer vest. You know, you throw this on, you smoke the cig, you ride your horse. Here's a good brand. It's called Folk. It's really hard to do research on, so I avoid it. I should probably do more research again because it's probably not as good as it used to be. It's called Folk. Put Folk clothing in quotation marks and then look up whatever you have. Folk. I think it's a European brand, but I've been seeing more of it, so it's probably going to start sucking soon. It's kind of like a t-shirt with a weird double layer windbreaker front with like a little zipper pocket there. It's kind of a neat shirt. It's definitely not going to be the best item from them. The best stuff is like their chambray and their denim shirts, in my experience. Here's an old Orvis shirt. This is back to the 20% off store, so it's like $5.50 or something. I just like that tag, and it's on a nice chamois flannel. What do we got? We got a pair of Viore shorts. I'm going to try these on for when I go to golf. I'm a big golfer now. Just got some new clubs. Really excited to go play some golf. We have some Polo Ralph Lauren cargo shorts, probably a $20 to $25 thing. Nothing to write home about. I haven't found this brand in forever. You can always tell something's going to be something when it just like has a little size. It's either going to be some Chinese Temu or it's going to be something good. Here we have some Outlier pants. One of the first banger items that I found in Vegas when I moved here was I found it was an Outlier jacket, like a crazy weird poncho, and then another Outlier thing. I can't remember what the second thing was. Maybe just a shirt. But I found them like my first week thrifting here, and the jacket sold for like $300. I was like, this is going to be a good spot to live. And it all turned out good. I don't really like the summer. It's still so hot. You hear that noise? The bugs in the trees, the cicadas. If you hear that, it's hot out. We got some Billabong Y2 crazies. Just some, what do we got? Some chino shorts. Kind of got like a cargo back pocket with the flap, but mainly grabbed them just because I like that little embroidery. My first picture might just be like this, kind of cocked like this. Here's those Fiore shorts. I'll just put them on top here. Those are for me. What do we got here? Grabbed this here in town. This was 20% off of $15. It's a new with tags Pearl Izumi interval jersey, full zip. This was a gamble for 20% off of 15. I think it's going to be like a $35, $40 thing. The sell-through rate's pretty decent. The reason it's a gamble is because, you know, summer's almost over, and the cycling stuff sells the best in the summer. For 20% off of $6.29, we've just got some Wrangler jorts. But anytime the jorts have cargo pockets, like, I grab them. Even for, like, modern-ish Wrangler. Just because it's kind of rare. You don't see denim with cargo pockets that often. Then for 20% off of $10, we have some Levi's Silver Tab jorts. Not too baggy, unfortunately. I'm just going to keep grabbing jorts until they just stop selling. These ones are from 2005. You see where it says 1005. Let me see. Can you see that? Is it zoomed? Is it? Oh, you can see it. 2005, yeah. So those are vintage. Let's see what else we got here. Hold on. I hope there's some really good stuff in here. I really do. I really hope so. For the sake of this video. Alright, we gotta pick up the peso because I gotta get out of here. I got places to be. For $8.49, we have some vintage, or sorry, 20. Everything at Savers. I've got so many bags of donations in my car. Every time I go to Savers, I just drop off a bag from that dude's store that I bought out. I never made a part 2 of that video because his oldest, like 150 items, were so bad. The first half of his store was really good though, so it was still a good deal. Vintage Wrangler, $34.32 for a good price, made in USA. Black. Gonna grab that all the time. I looked this up. Surprisingly good. 20% off of $9. James Purse is still rocking and rolling. James Purse, made in USA. Long sleeve polo shirt. Super good sell-through rate. Super good. I think it's like a $30 thing still. We have a vintage Y2K Volcomstone shirt. This is probably from the Chicago era. Is there any skaters, any Y2K skaters out there? Do you remember the video Chicago? That was really influential to me. Dustin Dolan's part. Another folk clothing shirt. This one feels like linen, but it's probably not. Let's see. Just 100% cotton. It's probably like a $30 thing. $35 maybe. We have a vintage Simpsons shirt. 20% off of $5.49. It's from 2001. I don't think it's going to be that good though. Probably like $15-20. This is probably came out. When did the movie The Sixth Sense come out? 1999? That's my guess. 1999. Lock it in. The shirt's from 2001, so it's like kind of referencing that movie. I see dumb people instead of I see dead people. That's an amazing movie. When you see it in 1999, it's an amazing movie. I don't know if it still holds up, but that movie, like every movie after it, they had twists at the end. Like, what's the twist? This is just a basic vintage shirt. Don't really know why I bought it. It's a bowling shirt from Kansas in the 80s. I think I just liked the aesthetic of it. It's aesthetically pleasing to me. What do we got here? Oh, Viore. This is an interesting Viore piece. This one was 20% off of $4. It's like a thermal crew. Stretchy. Quite nice. We got some more Levi's. 20% off of $13. Are these salvage? Yes, they are. They're not cool old ones. Sorry, vintage kids. There's actually not very much cool vintage in here. They're men's, which is good. 3130. You can usually tell on the women's they won't say the length. They'll just say the size. Oh, and they're Big E. So they're Big E selvage, but they're just the Levi's premium line. Still, it's a good item. Let's see. Here we have some Taylor Stitch. I hope these ones are salvage. Oh, these ones are salvage. Nice. Taylor Stitch salvage jeans. Size 30. 20% off of $19. I think those only go for like $45 though. Still a pretty nice flip. King's camo. This used to be really good. They're XKG pants. Look what they had them priced at. $15. My girlfriend said there was a creepy guy walking across the street here the other day with a stick. So keeping my eyes peeled for this guy. I'm gonna shoot him. Yeah, these used to be really good, like $70 used. They're more like $45 used now. King's camo. I grabbed these 511 pants simply because they're green. Now, these are like the older, not so good ones, but they're green. Goodwill price, $8. I'm gonna list them for $24.99. I had to look this one up. I just had a feeling Under Armour, because you know, I was driving to the thrift store, I seen all these kids playing flag football out there. School just started, so I was like, let me look that up. I typed in Under Armour compression padded football, and the sell-through rate on these shirts was extremely good, so grabbed it. Tommy Copper did not look this one up. These used to be really good for like $30-35. This one's a full zip. They're for like compression for your back and your shoulders. This was $8 though, so I don't know. We'll have to look into that. Sometimes I just buy it. Like this one for $15. Patagonia Better Sweater. It's a full zip, so they sell pretty well for like $45. But stupid me didn't see this until checkout, and I grabbed it anyway. So, you know, was that a mistake? I don't know. I ran out of my allergy pills, so I'm feeling really lethargic. Just really lethargic. We have another triple aught design. This one's a hoodie. 20% off of $4. I don't know if this is going to be the best item from them. It's also a size small. But we grab all the triple aught stuff. I almost can't drink it without the lime in it anymore. It's not as good. Got a Reigning Champ t-shirt for 20% off of $3. I picked up a couple of these the other week, and they've been selling off for like 15 to 25-ish. This feels like Viore. It's Viore. I think this is called the Stratotech tee. 20% off of $5. We have a Marine Layer t-shirt, 20% off of $8. I looked this one up. Knew it sells in the store for $48. It's called the Relaxed Hemp Cotton Tee. I think it's like a $25 new with tags. Just a Lulu shirt. 20% off of $5. It's like a $15 shirt. Am I too close? Sorry. Is this Lulu? Yeah, another Lulu. This one's kind of like a jersey fabric polo shirt. 20% off of $4. Got a vintage Big Mac JCPenney shirt that's 70s or 80s tag. true. I'm gonna call it true. I'm gonna call it early 70s. Could be 80s, but you know we always round to the cooler number. Here is a James Purse T-shirt. God, I'm so sorry, guys. I know that's disgusting. I don't really watch these videos back, but I'm sure there's a lot of burping and weird noises. Loud breathing. You know, if you go to the movie theater with my dad, this is him the whole time. When me and my dad go to the movies together, I always start next to him and then I move over. I was like, "You're breathing so loud," but now I breathe just like him. We have this is a Kmart shirt. Which I usually, well, I mean, if Kmart has a tag like this, I'm grabbing it, whatever the shirt is. But this is a Rayon Aloha shirt. I'm going to go with 70s. What do you think? True vintage guys. Any true vintage guys out there? Obviously, I'd love to say 60s, but I don't think it is. Kmart was made in like 65, 66, something like that. So it could be Hawaiian style. Let me know. And it's rayon, which does make me think 60s, because like almost all the 70s Aloha shirts are polyester. But it has more of a 70s style collar. But this is also a 40s style collar. In the 40s, the collars were big, and then they got smaller in the 50s and 60s, and then they got big again in the 70s. It's probably a 70s shirt, though, if I had to guess. Could be 80s. I don't know. Lululemon pull-up. But this is a nice one. This is probably a keeper for me. I'm going to go with, if I was going to sell it, I'd put Tiki, and it's rayon. Dude, rayon ones are so hard to find for the old ones. All right, we got to go quicker. I got to get out of here. We have a Montgomery Ward, Western wear, Pearl Snap, another older tag. And this one has like a granny made this. Like she put her own yoke on it. I mean, it might be OEM, but it almost feels like grandma put that on there. Grab this one because it was half off. I've been looking at this thing for like a month. Finally, it was half off. Because it's a smaller size. So it was half off of $18 for this Lee jacket. I don't know, what is that one? 80s? I would guess 80s. So it's size 36R. But I just love, what is this called? A Rider jacket or something? I love their jackets. I know the Storm Rider is called the Storm Rider, the one with the blanket lining, but what's the one without the lining called? Is it called a... I don't know. I think it's like 101J. Am I right? I could be completely, totally way off with the 101J. I don't even really know where I got that from. Outdoor research pants. 101J just sounds right, doesn't it? These are the Feroci. These are good. Sold these a bunch of times. 20% off of $7. 7 Diamond shirt. Orange tab was half off last week. 4-way stretch. $25. It's got to be Viore, right? It's so soft. Yeah, Viore, but it's like a softer, thicker shirt. 20% off of $10. Still probably like a $20, $25 thing. A Ralph Lauren, 20% off of $10. A Bear shirt. It's probably like a $20 thing. Half off of 16. Oh my shit. All this stuff just fell. $20% off of $16, or sorry, 50% off of $16. It's like this Patagonia quilted quarter snap pullover, organic cotton, men's medium. I don't know, I didn't look it up, but $8 for that. I'm definitely grabbing that. This is a really good brand. It's called Mission Workshop. I keep finding this brand at this particular thrift store. It was 20% off $6. These ones are a little more worn than you'd want. But Mission Workshop, look it up. Pretty good stuff. Kind of rare. Another old Western. This one, the brand is called Appaloosa Western Wear. It's got the old Scoville snaps. I'm going to call it 70s for the listing. I'm not going to keep this one for sure. I don't keep pearl snaps. But I love the print on it. Super cool. Another Lulu polo, 20% off of $6. Pair of vintage 517s, 20% off of $18. And they're women's. I don't know why the hell I bought these. I mean, they'll sell for $30 still. I do honestly just as good on the vintage women's Levi's in the 501s and 517s as I do at the men's. So, but, well, maybe not on 517s. On the 501s for sure, but 517s are still good. I got two kind of bangers here. Girlfriend found both of them, but paid up on them. But it all averaged out, like I said, at these two thrift stores that I went out of town to. One of them was right under $10 and one was right over $10 for the average cost of goods. Because of all these nice discounts. Even with the Jinko and all this stuff. Girlfriend wanted to try this on, I think. It's a vintage Eddie Bauer made in USA. Kind of a cable knit, chunky cotton cardigan. If she doesn't want it, I'm sure that'll sell fine. This is a Polar Off Lauren shirt. 20% off of $10. But the material, what do we call this material? It's not quite terry. It's almost like something you would clean your car windshield with. What do we call this? Velvet? It's not soft. It's kind of in between being soft and scratchy. It's a towel. Girlfriend said towel. That's why I grabbed it, because the material was weird. Grab this Gayabara shirt. What's sort of a Gayabara shirt? Sort of not a Gayabara shirt. It's a loop collar camp, because the Gayabaras have the pockets down here. This is totally a 50s style shirt, especially with the little embroidery here. But I'm not sure on the tag. I think it's actually newer. This tag just looks newer to me, like 70s, 80s. And it's made in Taiwan, ROC. But it actually could be older just because of like the details on that tag. Can you see that? Oh god, this is so tough to know if you can see it or not. Okay, do you see it like that? Let me go over here. Okay, and these little things. Jesus Christ, now somebody's calling me. Never call me, ever. Just don't call me. I hate getting calls. There's like 3 people, and you know who you are, that I like if you call me. But most people, if you call me, you made my day worse. Mr. California. But if I like you, you know if I like you, you can call me. Buck Mason. Soft stretch polo shirt. This one I took a chance on. It's a really nice piece here. It's linen. It's kind of almost a unstructured blazer style. What do we call blazers or sport coats when they have this little pocket down here? And also tell me what's the difference between a blazer and a sport coat, because I forget 10 minutes after every time I look it up. It's a nice piece here. The brand is really hard to find on here. You gotta really dig deep. I think the brand, it says Muji.com. M-U-J-I, Muji. It's just really nice, so we're gonna take a chance on it. I usually don't take that many chances, but here's another chance I'm taking. It was 20% off of $40. But look at the fringe on this thing. It's like brand new condition too. It's Scully. I've sold their leather jackets before a bunch of times for around the $75 to $100 range. This one is a women's though. But, you know, we're coming up on Halloween. It's the perfect style. Had to get it. And the girlfriend found this one. Sorry, someone's rolling up on me here. Girlfriend found this one. This one's going to be... She also found that one. 20% off of $44. But like I said, the averages, we average down. So basically for all this stuff, we paid like $10 a piece. Even the stuff that's like $2, I paid $10 for it because I bought shit like this that was too expensive. But I think this is gonna be like an over $100 type jacket. It's a, what does that say? Hein Jarek? Did someone tell me what that says? Hein Jarek? Something like that. German. Made in Korea, probably 80s if I had to guess on the tag. Harley Davidson. And it's kind of that nice. Is this asymmetrical or B symmetrical? Is there a B symmetrical? It's not symmetrical. And it's very heavy leather, very nice condition. We're going to list it for over $100. And that, my friends, is everything that was in my car. Now it looks like that. Thank you for watching. Big Gumbo, out.